then this dot id equals id, or in set row number, then this dot row number. We shall study how this keyword works. Don't worry about this keyword. Here we have an example: private int row number or registration number, private string name, private int row number, then private string name, public int row number. Then this is the getter accessor. It will get roll number, then return roll number, then public void set roll number, then this dot roll number equals roll number. It means it is taking the instance variable. This means this is instance variable. That is the meaning of this. Then we are putting in the instance variable, we are putting the value in the function. We are putting, this is the value in the function, this is the instance variable. So in this variable, we are putting the value which will be in the method. So public string get name, return name, public get set name, we are setting the name, then we are displaying. We are displaying. So abstract. So let us try to see if we can get the GDK and install it in this new computer we are using, so that we can run some programs before we continue. GDK. To run the Java programs, I told you that you need GDK. I don't know if you have downloaded and installed GDK download. GDK. They put it in my document. Then save. So let us wait it to be downloaded, but as it is downloading, let us continue. Now, abstract method. Abstract method, normally it is a method which don't have a method body. It has the abstract keyword and it don't have any method body. The method that do not have method body, it is known as abstract method. In other words, without an implementation. It always declares in the abstract class. It is always declared in abstract class. It means the class itself must be abstract if it has an abstract method. So to create an abstract method, we use the keyword abstract. So here there is an example of how we create an abstract method. So example of abstract method, we have abstract class demo, we have abstract void display. So because abstract class do not have because abstract class has an abstract method, and the abstract method do not have method body. So we need to create another class. Always we need to create another class which extend abstract class, and that derived class, it is the one which implement abstract methods present in our abstract class. So we create a class and it is abstract. It means that class will have abstract methods. So those abstract methods, they do not have a task to be done. They do not have method body. Because they do not have method body, so we need to create another class, okay? We need to create another class which implements those abstract methods present in the parent class. So that is why here we are creating public class, my class extends demo. So we create a derived class by using extends keyword. Extends keyword is used to create a derived class. Now, this my class is now implementing, it is now defining the body of the method display. And after that, we can now create an object and we can call the method, we can invoke or call the method. Okay, it is still downloading. Now, let us continue. Now, method overloading in Java. What is method overloading? In Java, overloading means what? For method overloading, it is a way of defining a method in different ways so that that method can be used to perform many different tasks. Normally, a method is used to perform one task. Now, if we need it to perform many different tasks, we need to overload it. So that is what we call method overloading. So if a class has multiple methods having the same name, it means it is the same method, but different parameters. It is known as method overloading. In Java, we overload a method either by changing parameters. It is the same method which has different parameters. Or we can sometimes change we can sometimes change the return type, but normally in Java, we change parameters, parameters at the time. In that way, we are overloading that function. For example, a method can be used to add two integers, and it returns a sum of two integers. Now, if we need it again to give us the sum of two floating numbers, so automatically we change the data type of parameters, and it will return the sum of two floating numbers. So methods of overloading. Yes, methods of overloading the method. Now, different way of overloading a method, either by changing a number of parameters of arguments. For example, a method can be used, which is being used to add two integers. It is returning the sum of two integers. Now, if we need it to now provide the sum of three integers, so we increase the number of parameters. Or we can overload it by changing the parameter type, data types of parameters. For example, it was adding two integers. Now we need it to add two floating numbers. In that case, we have to modify the, I can give you an example here. Static add, add int num, int num1, num2. So int sum equals num1 plus num2. Now return sum. So this one is adding two integers. Now we can overload it so that it can add 3 num2 int num3. Now, if we say system.out.print the sum is at 10, 20, 30. If we do this, you see that we are calling the version which has three arguments. The one which is adding three numbers. But if we put here, we have put three numbers. We have put three numbers in as argument. Now it means we are calling the add with three parameters. So, but if we call it by putting only two numbers, it means we are calling the version which has two parameters. So that is how we overload the function. The same name, different parameters. The same name, different parameter, data type, or the same name with a different number of Now we can continue as it is still downloading. So now you can see it is the same. So here we are overloading by changing the data type. We can also be overloaded by changing the the number of parameters. Now let us go to constructors. Constructor in Java, a constructor, it is a block of code. It is a special type of method which has the same name as the name of a class, and it is used to construct an object. What is the meaning of constructing an object? It is used like setters. It works like setters. It is used to set object, to construct object. So it is a group of code similar to a method. It is called when an instance of a class is created. So it is always called when an instance, when an object is created. That is when we call the constructor. At the time of calling constructor, memory for the object is allocated in the memory. It is a special type of method which is used to initialize the object. Every time an object is created using new keyword, at least one constructor is called. It calls a default constructor if there is no constructor available in the class. We have types of constructor. We have default constructor and parameterized constructor. So we shall discuss it in the next slide. In such case, Java compiler provides a default constructor by default. There are two types of constructor in Java: non-argument constructor and parameterized constructor. So non-argument constructor, that is what we call default constructor. It has no arguments. So it is used to put default values in instance variables. So if we put values in instance variables, then we are constructing an object, an instance. No, it is called constructor because it constructs the values at the time of object creation. As soon as we create an object, we put some values in its instance variable. That is how constructor is. It is not necessary to write a constructor or a class. It is because the compiler creates a default constructor as set constructor. So if you don't define any constructor, we have default constructor which are operating automatically. There are tools defining tools used to define a constructor. Constructor name must be the same as its class name. That is what I was saying. When you create a constructor, you should bear in mind that it should have the same name as the name of a class. A constructor must have no explicit return type. It does not have any return type. Java constructor cannot be abstract, static, final, and synchronized. Those are rules. So default constructor and parameterized constructor, those are two types of constructors. Java default constructor. A constructor is called default constructor when it doesn't have any parameter. When it does not have any parameter, then it is a default constructor. Let us see if our download has finished. Let us see if we can install this GDK Java Development Kit. The version. So is the version of this computer. The version of operating system, they are not compatible. That's 2 bits. I downloaded the version 64 maybe. So do I have 32 Windows 64 dot 64. They are all 64. Products. GDK 32-bit. Two. GDK Windows 7 32-bit. Those. So it is not free. Okay, let me bring a flash so that we can remove it from another computer.